Hello, Coach Jude and classmates. I am John Rafael M. Acuña, the little teacher of Study Hub 4. And this is my Study Hub mates, Miss Ira Salmin, Miss Patrina Yasin, Mr. Abdul Rakib Tangkian, and Mr. Jebidan Luciano. And today's agenda is about what is Education 4.0, why should curriculum and learning outcomes focus on complex 21st century skills, and what are these 21st century skills. Education 4.0 is a desired approach to learning that aligns itself with the emerging 4th Industrial Revolution. 4th Industrial Revolution focuses on the smart technology, artificial intelligence or AI, and robotics, all of which now impact our everyday lives. For universities to continue to produce successful graduates, they must prepare their students for a world where these cyber physical systems are prevalent across all industries. This means teaching students about this technology as a part of the curriculum, changing the approach to learning altogether, and utilizing this technology to better improve to the university experience. Education 4.0 is a purposely learning approach that lines up with the 4th Industrial Revolution and about transforming the future education using advanced technology and automation. Creativity is the foundation of Education 4.0. It emphasizes the need to prepare students to take challenges head-on. To keep up with the change, one must revisit the traditional educational paradigms with futuristic approach. Students be adept with skills set by the fast-changing technology. They should be led and not distracted. Information should be made accessible but not fed them. Both general and vocational education should aim at making students skill ready to compete with the outside labor force.
Education 4.0 is parallel with the birth industry 4.0. The latter demands more from the former of sustain its revolution. Breakthroughs in technology that are rapidly absorbed in the Philippines are becoming an industry 4.0 pose a great challenge in the current education. In the current education system, produce a different Filipino in the modern world. This study is a scoping review center of fielding insight about the status of Philippines higher education in performing to Education 4.0 in the context of research. Advancement in technology and the facilities and also addresses Education 4.0 of Asian countries. Education 4.0 in the Philippines. The search literature from the 10 academic databases of critically assessed based on the exclusion of exclusion criteria. Research capacity and the development made other countries advance in the bridging of gap between Industry 4.0 and Education 4.0. The variance of technological advancements, as well as the preparedness and availability of modern educational facilities determine the status of Philippine higher education concerning Education 4.0. In the position of this, the Philippine education system must plan necessarily in preparation for the modern world and ensures that demands of Industry 4.0 are well taken not only locally but globally.
For more information about Education 4.0, I prepare a video for you to watch.
I remember the teacher talked and we listened. We had to memorize quite a lot too. A lot of time was spent giving out books and collecting them up again. We were sitting in rows in desks so we could see the board better. because talk and chalk was the way.
There must be an industrial revolution in education, in which educational science and the ingenuity of educational technology combine to modernize the grossly inefficient and clumsy procedures of conventional education. Sidney L. Pressey, 1924.
These young people are studying in a new way.
A computing calculator designed for use in high school classrooms has created tremendous excitement among educators.
The tool which has made this possible is the high-speed digital computer operating with electronic precision on great quantities of information.
If we think about the third industrial revolution, that was PCs and the internet, and we've just about caught up with that. The fourth industrial revolution is what becomes possible from those technologies.
Industry 4.0 is the next big shift in the way that manufacturing operates. Digital know-how is going to be hugely important, and then people will need to be flexible because the world will change.
The future workplace and future societies, we're still moulding them as we go, and technology is one of the main pillars in what is shaping what the future will look like.
The pace of change is remarkable, with the introduction of these exponential technologies creating a paradigm shift to create Education 4.0.
Lectures aren't fit for purpose anymore. Using textbooks and teaching in a Victorian sort of method with rows of students, listening to the teacher, taking notes, it's obsolete. We need to use our time in lessons to actually have those meaningful mentoring one-to-ones that can never be replaced. The technology gives us that time if we use it correctly.
Rather than being something that's scary, we can use technology to be something that's very liberating for people, so that instead of having to go through the rigmarole of institutional learning as it's been in the past, we can actually use smart robotics, smart computers to make learning more accessible to more people and to actually tailor it to individual needs.
This whole cluster of AI technologies will make learning for students more rewarding, teaching for academics more rewarding. We want it to be a win for everybody.
We've shown already in clinical studies and trials that retention is up to 70% higher in virtual reality. That has a huge impact on learning and retention of facts.
The challenge is for universities to really develop their students' digital skills so that they can actually make use of those skills in the workplace.
It would be all too easy to say everyone must learn to code. But the truth is, coding is just one digital skill.
Creativity, collaboration, communication, critical thinking, these skills that can never be automated, that can never be replaced, are what we need to focus on.
Education 4.0 is a request to the education sector to rethink the educational paradigm. And it's an opportunity for us as this fourth industrial revolution kicks off to think about what modern education should look like.
We now live in a hyper-connected world, and now the time, more than ever, the time is for us to say, what do we want to do with that?
Why should curriculum and learning outcomes focus on complex 21st century skills? The Common Core State Standard and Partnership for 21st Century Skills emphasize that education should focus on both core academic subject mastery and 21st century skills development. These skills help students to be ready for college and career life. There are various strategies by which to achieve 21st century skills: problem solving, and critical thinking, and collaborative learning, integration environment, and digital tools in teaching. 21st century curriculum and instruction provide an integrative approach to achieving success for students. Current researches argue the importance of implementing 21st century curriculum and instruction in schools to prepare students who can deal with the complex challenges of our age. The future research should consider the implication this has for preparing teachers in the proper ways to embed 21st century skills in their lessons and integrate multimedia tools. In addition, future research must continue to investigate the effects of using 21st century curriculum and instruction on student cognitive, academic, and social capacities, as well as measuring these effects across different grade levels and subject areas. Trilling and Fade 2009 emphasize future skills for the 21st century are necessary to prepare active citizens who can face the challenge of a global society, able to be innovative to solve complex problems, and use the power of technology to change the world for the better. Wiggins and McTighe in 2005 stated that by combining core academic content and necessary future skills, students can have a bright future. Research has continually shown that the application of 21st century curriculum and instruction is very significant in preparing students with the essential skills that will help them satisfy their desires to be successful in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I'm going to tackle about the 21st century skill embedded in education 4.0. So, the 4 C's of 21st century skills are the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Others 21st century skills are people management, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility.
Critical thinking and problem solving. Reason effectively. You can use various types of reasoning like inductive, deductive, and etc. As appreciate to the situation, use system thinking. And in the make judgments and decisions, just simply analyze and evaluate the major alternative point of view, let's say in the lesson. Solve problems. In solve problems, you can identify and ask significant questions that clarify various of view and lead to better solution, just to make you clarify and understand what it's all about. Creativity and innovation. Think creatively. In Think Creatively, use a wide range of idea creation techniques, such as brainstorming. Because in brainstorming, there's a lot of idea you can get with your group mates. Work creatively with others. So here's be open and responsive to new and diverse perspective. Incorporate group input and feedback into the work so that you have a great presentation and has a unity. And also, adapting new idea. Implement innovation. Act on creative ideas to make a tangible and useful contribution to the field in which the innovation will occur. In communication and collaboration, communicate clearly. Use communication for a range of purpose, just like to inform, instruct, motivate, and pursue. Communicate effectively in diverse environmental, including multilingual. Collaborate with others. Demonstrate the ability to work effectively and respectfully with diverse tiers, the individually contribution made by each team member.
People management. People management skills, also known as soft skills, are harder to define than technical skills. So, they include skills such as communication, trust, and patience. To name a few, and put simply, they are the skills you need to treat, communicate with, and lead your people as a manager for maximum results. Emotional intelligence is also known as emotional quotient or EQ, is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. So, judgment and decision making can be defined as one's ability to objectively assess situations or circumstances using all the relevant information and apply experience to come to a conclusion or make a decision. Service orientation. Service-oriented people focus on anticipating, recognizing, and meeting people's needs no matter if they are clients or not. They make themselves available to others and care about them. Therefore, it is easy to conclude that they are more likely to feel empathy and compassion for individuals around them. Negotiation. Negotiation skills are qualities that allow two or more sides to reach a compromise. These are often soft skills such as communication, persuasion, planning, strategizing, and cooperating. Understanding these skills is the first step to becoming a stronger negotiator. Lastly is cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility refers to the ability to switch between thinking about two different concepts or thinking about multiple concepts simultaneously. In animal models, cognitive flexibility generally refers to the ability to switch a behavioral response according to the context or of a situation.
Thank you, Ms. Patrina Yasin and Ms. Ira Salmin. So now, I prepare some picture sample of these 21st century skills. Education 4.0 is a learning approach that lines up with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Education 4.0 transform the education by the use of advanced technology and automation. 21st century education is about giving students the skills they need to succeed in the new world and helping them to grow the confidence to use those skills. 21st century skills focus more on making sense of that information, sharing, and using it in smart ways. And these 21st century skills provide a foundation for a successful learning in school, and these skills ensure students successful outside of the classroom, in real-world scenarios, in life, and future workplaces where change is inevitable. That's all, and thank you for watching.